Yo, what up? My name is Ren, and today I'll be cooking up steak potato fondant with a pomegranate bordelaise. Shit sounds fancy, cause it is. Go ahead and preheat your oven at 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Then let's get started on peeling our potatoes. Mines are older than racism, but we make do. Give them bad boys a little bath, and then drain their ass. Next, let's roll out our potatoes on a clean napkin, and then pat dry. Let's get to slicing our potatoes. Cut them potatoes thick. Cut up the tops and bottoms and section them out to 2 pieces per potato. Get yourself some cookie cutter molds. This will really help get you that perfect shape for each potato. I like to use the 1.5 inch ring so I can get the perfect size. Go ahead and put that on the side and let's prep our steak. Oil up all sides of your steak. This will act as a binder for your seasoning so that way you retain most of the flavor. I brined my steak the night before with salt, so I'm only gonna season today with black pepper. Then slide it in the oven's DMs. Put on a 20-minute timer and let the oven vibe while we get back on potatoes. Set your cooktop to medium, oil an oven-safe pan, grab yourself some fresh thyme, and cut a full head of garlic in half. Now that our pan is finally heated, let's go ahead and put down our potatoes clockwise until we reach the middle. Then, when you start to see the edges brown and crisp up, it's time to flip, baby. Add a knob of butter and incorporate. Throw in that garlic and thyme that we prepared earlier. Then add in some vegetable stock until you submerge the potatoes around halfway. Hit it with a little bit of salt and then black pepper. By now, your steak's 20 minutes should be done. So let's take it out of the oven before we gotta pay child support. Keep that oven on, we're just gonna move it to 375. And once it hits that target temp, go ahead and slide in your potatoes. Set another timer for 20 minutes. While that's in the oven, heat up your cooktop to medium-high, sit down a stainless steel pan, and you know your pan's hot enough when you drop water in it and it starts running around like your kids at the supermarket. Add some oil, and then make sure you render out that fat cap before you lay it down on its side. I like to flip every 30 seconds, that way I get an even sear on both sides. Keep flipping until you get the perfect sear. Now it's time for basting. Let's go ahead and crush some garlic, cut about a tablespoon of butter, and add to the pan, alongside with some fresh thyme. Go ahead and baste your steak like you mean it. After about a minute of basting, set your steak aside, and don't forget to pour the rest of that butter on top while it rests. We're gonna be working on the sauce next, so don't clean that pan. Instead, add a knob of butter to it, make sure that it's on low heat. Next, finely dice some shallots, and then add it to the pan once your butter is fully melted. For the wine, you want to use a red Bordeaux. Go ahead and pour 2 cups of that red wine into our pan. And you want to make sure that you reduce it until half of it has been evaporated. Then once that's done, you want to add in 2 cups of chicken stock. And then you want to reduce until you get a syrup-like consistency. Then strain into another bowl. We're gonna be fancy and add some pomegranates in here. They're gonna add some sweetness and color. Go ahead and finally chop some chives. This is gonna be our garnish. Now all that's left to do is to cut your meat. My knife isn't that great because the struggle's real, but I hacked it all right. Then begin plating however you like, and then boom, you're done. Hopefully you don't take as long as TSA does. I decided to start this channel because I'm in the midst of a struggle. My life is currently looking worse than your dad's receding hairline. A few weeks ago was the 3rd wedding anniversary of my marriage with my wife and I. I wanted this year to be different than last year and actually take my wife out for a romantic and fancy dinner, but I couldn't. So in the words of my mom, there's food in the fridge, and this was that meal. Enjoy.